introduce our guests as we go ahead. But once again, thank you so much for all of you for being part of this amazing program. This is the ninth episode or ninth course session that you talk about it. So hopefully, when we started, we thought we'll just do one or two and teach you Zoom and Google Meet and talk about Google Classroom. But each time we got people coming in, guests coming in. They were amazing people. And before even I introduce my guest to you, I just want for more people to join in so they know who they're talking to. But once again, all of you, you are the heroes. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Vandana ma'am, and thank you, Samira ma'am, all of you. The fact that you all are here, you all are showing interest, you all are wanting to learn and become better teachers is itself an amazing aspect. Right. Today's session is all about making thinking visible. I was very keen on what the topic will entail, what we will learn about it. And when I saw the entire presentation and entire program being developed, trust me, this is a privilege for all of us. This is the first time that we are going to see something like this. This has never been shared, so it's not a presentation that someone's been taking from one session to another. So for that, I cannot thank enough, our guest Jaya ma'am, and I think Jaya ma'am, if you're there, you can just say hello to everybody and namaste and welcome and good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Namaste, good evening, and welcome to all the participants, those who have taken out time today to be here. I'm really honored, and I feel it's a privilege, Mr. Dawood, to be here with you on this platform and with all these amazing educators. Thank you.
Ma'am,
It's a
the
pleasure.
privilege is ours. I always say that we've got a rock star with us now, an education rock star. So yes, absolutely, ma'am. Welcome, and from
Thank you.
from everyone's behalf, we are excited, ma'am. This is something amazing.
Thank
Why don't
you.
we just read ma'am's profile? I want to do it when people come in because we want to start. They say no. पहले खाली trailer दिखाते रहते हैं because movie is very important, blockbuster. I don't want to, lose out on the wonderful part. I'm seeing people coming in. I've got requests. I've actually was so worried. I stopped sending it across in other groups then. So because I'm seeing people pouring in. Ma'am, you been how have been your pandemic been? The three and a half months that you are. I see you must finish like 500 books. Have you finished now so far?
Just five.
500.
You know, so I don't know, finished or not, but at least tried my hands on 50 minimum, and most of them have caught my fancy. So I'm going to continue with them. So,
Wow.
I read a lot of books simultaneously and then see which one to continue further, which deserves more of my attention and time. So currently, I'm in love with the books by Dr. Yuval Noah Harari. So
Wow.
reading his, yeah, *Sapiens* and *Homo Deus*, and also listening to his talks and all. Recently, also got interested into the work by Miss Carol for growth mindset. You are the
Wow.
mindset mentor, so thank you for that.
And you are our mentor, ma'am. So Carol Dweck is doing some amazing work, and I'm sure
Really.
that's something amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so amazed to introduce our speaker. As I said, I'll be just to everybody coming, and I keep looking at my clock. I'm excited to get started. So as I said, 5 minutes I'll play a game with everybody, and then
Oh,
formally I'll start the game.
yes.
Trust me, I only work with kids, ma'am. So whatever I understand, I think of it in the kids' perspective. I thought the topic today is making thinking visible. Let me play a game on visibility itself. So all of you
Okay.
out there, use your chat, and I'll know that you all are still, have a cup of tea enough because you don't need to be awake with ma'am's session out there. For my session, definitely. I'm going to show you some pictures and let me see how good your thinking caps on. All right, everybody. So here we are. It's going to be just this is just a precursor. As I said, it's a trailer to what thinking we can do. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a picture, and you'll just guess. It has no relevance to what ma'am's going to speak about, but it's a game that we always do. It's my circle time. So here we
Okay.
go. Everybody, put your messages on the chat. What is this? I put the easy ones, by the way. All right, everybody, you can tell me on the chat, and we'll see if we get it. All right, so we've got somebody already asked. Go ahead, go ahead. I want more. Plume. We've got a rooster or a cock. All right, interesting. Interesting. I'm getting some good answers. All right, this is how, ma'am, I'm making thinking visible. Ma'am is like, kahan aa gayi main? All right, that's
I'm happy.
Okay, all right,
Wow.
let's go. Now this is a little more, you can guess it. It's not difficult. We are not allowed to, oh yes, thank you so much. Fatima ma'am is on the Sheila or a Shaila ma'am, you're doing great. All right, so it's a watch we are looking into. Wonderful, you are doing good. You're all of you are sharp here. Now, what are we looking into? Okay, Sharma, it's a steak or brownie. Okay, oh, Jaya ma'am says, all right, this is Safia ma'am says it's a steak. Okay, go ahead. Think a little larger. Think a larger picture. I know McDonald's aren't operating. I don't know. You still have chocolate lava cake. I would love to have that at some
Yeah,
point.
same here.
Vandana ma'am, I don't know if you're making it. We can do a recipe next time on Creative Classroom. Some
Ah,
onions. Yeah, you can see some onions. Malpua. Oh, Sangram sir, welcome. Okay, curries out there. Okay, I didn't get an answer. Hold on, let the answer come in. Well, most of you are close with the onions and all. It's just a part of a larger burger. Yeah. All right, we have. Okay, what's this now? What are we talking about? This is. Oh, you're close to a lock. Lock. All right, Priyanka ma'am, on the dot. How much of sewing are you doing in the pandemic? Lot of embroidery. Thank you,
Wow.
Shazia. Plate. Okay. All right. I think the food will just fall down if there's a plate there. Hanger, scissors. Interesting, interesting. Umbrella hanger. Yeah, with all the rains in Mumbai, Neha ma'am, we need the umbrellas. Oh, I think you're making your thinking very visible, all of you. Fair enough. All of you are doing good. It's a tab. It is a scissor.
Oh,
It's just a
wow.
part of a scissor. Wonderful. You all are doing great. Yes, the only request to all my participant guests would be just keep yourself muted and then we'll keep doing. All right, which one is this? We should do a couple of more and then we'll go back to our speaker. You're not come to hear me, yeah, have you? It's a widget, it's a fidget. Oh, Ishad, sir, right? Binsi ma'am says a fidget. Can I combine the two? A fidget spinner, Priyanka ma'am says. Oh, wonderful, isn't it? We always talk about this in our skill classes where, when we grew up, we had this top, the lattu, or how do you call it? The top, and you'd spin it around. The skills haven't changed, the products have changed, isn't it? So this is the fidget spinner that we're talking about. So just take one more before I go and introduce. This, come on, I should not be taking even bothering about this, do I? Yes, Binsi ma'am. Everybody, all those who are using too much of mobile phone, you are seeing mobile phones here. So this was a psychology test for all of you. Jaya ma'am, anything on this part where people are only seeing mobile phones in dreams also? You can unmute yourself, ma'am.
Pebbles.
So, yes, you are right. People are seeing mobiles even in their dreams. So, this is right in front of them, even if it's a little part.
Wonderful. Ma'am, the other day my daughters were talking and my wife and I were talking too much. They said, Daddy, mute yourself. Come on, mute yourself. Open the video screen. I'm like, okay, that's the language they're talking now. They're talking Zoom languages. All right. So this is the last one I'm going to give you, and then we go back to a speaker. Ashraf sir, you're almost close with Pebbles. So Binsi ma'am says strawberry. Did you go to Mahabaleshwar recently or Lonavala? Strawberries, tomatoes. Interesting. Watermelon. I like the word watermelon. All right. So all those strawberries, I don't know. I studied my engineering from
Wow.
Chennai. So Strawberry Kanne is a lovely song. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm always biased towards South India because I feel my alma mater was there. So there we are. Thank you so much. I don't know if I made thinking visible or I made all thinking invisible to you, but
It was a great experience. Beautiful start to the session.
it's just a circle time, ma'am. And before we get started, we'll quickly introduce our speaker for today. Oh, by the way, if I were to only introduce my speaker, I think I'm going to take half an hour longer. But here is a
Make it
formal
short.
introduction.
Very short.
Ma'am, I don't think I can make it so wonderful. Dr. Jaya Parekh, ma'am, a PhD in chemistry, a BA, MA in education, 19 years, now it's 20 years, 2 decades as an educator, an acting principal of Ram Ratna International School. Oh, amazing school. Trust me, ma'am. Your school is the campus is amazing. Look at the acres that you have got, which is amazing. She has a lovely staff. I was fortunate to attend one of the students' meet, and I could see the love pouring in. And that was an ex-student. I think was it Nikhil or ma'am? You were talking to someone.
Krishna.
Yes, Krishna. And the love that was pouring in. So no wonder she's been awarded with some prestigious award. It's the Karamveer Award, the United Nations Award for Social Initiative, the Inspiring Educator Award by Rock Sport. I rather call her the rock star of education. She's been awarded as the innovative principal from International School Award in Dubai, the School Spirit Award from Shaping India. That's Himanshu's amazing work. Breaking the Glass Barrier, highly effective people, Educator of the Year from THT. Ma'am, I think that's a lot of it. I'm already being embarrassed speaking about it, So I think I'll get a certificate for having a host, as just hosting her. So much gratitude from and welcome so much. Namaste, ma'am, and welcome officially for gracing this.
So much.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure and privilege. And I would now like to begin with my presentation. Before that, I would like to thank all the participants who are here and have taken out time. In the beginning, I want to salute all of you for doing what you are doing in these times. It's only educators who are able to do that. So proud of you. And this is all dedicated to each and every educator out there. So, Daud sir, I would ask you to switch to my screen.
Yes, you can just share the screen now, and I'm going to Facebook Live along with this. So
sure. Okay. Just let me know if it is visible. Is it visible to you?
Perfect, ma'am. Go ahead. Absolutely visible.
And I request all the participants to be on mute, please. And today we are going to talk about something which is quite new to all of us here. And this is the result of years and years, almost half a century years of equivalent work by the researchers at Harvard University. They have pioneered and they have worked a lot on the concept of making thinking visible to understand what's going on in the minds of the learners there. And this beautiful project is known as Project Zero. So what is thinking? Before we talk about making it visible, thinking is using our mind to form thoughts, to reason, to find logic in things, and to reflect on whatever has happened, what we see. Now, how we make thinking visible and what is visible thinking? So visible thinking is all about following some routines, and then those routines, which I'll be talking to you in a while about, and then documenting whatever you receive from your learners as a result of these routines to deepen students' understanding. And we'll see how that happens. So visible thinking is kind of a flow where you ask questions to the learners, you listen for their answers, and you document, which can be displayed. It could be in the form of photographs, it could be videos, it could be written notes. This concept is also known as the whiteboard concept, where we display the written notes of children. The documentation is displayed. Now, before we actually get into the thinking routines, I would like you to do a warm-up. Please bring your hands right in front of you, like you can see my hands. I see people with the cameras. Can you please bring your hands in the front? सब लोग अपने दो हाथ ऐसे आगे ले आइए. राधिका जी, आप मुझे दिख रहे हैं, पर आपके हाथ नहीं दिख रहे हैं. मंजुनाथ जी, गीता जी, भारती जी. So please bring your hands in the front. Yes. And bring them close together. Clasp them. ऐसे करके. So to understand, let me show you the picture. So now I hope you have clasped your hands. Now think, look at the two thumbs. You did not have time to think much. आपने ये consciously नहीं किया, ये naturally हो गया, automatically हो गया. So देखिए, which thumb is on the top? In my case, it is the right thumb. Okay, now feel your clasp. Try to now do it the reverse way. So I'm now having my left thumb on the top. You can mention in the chat box, do you find any difference in the feel? Do you find any difference in the feel? Is there any difference? Is there one particular way which is more comfortable, more natural?
Yes, I'm getting some messages. It feels better.
Okay, in one particular way. So I leave it to you to think, why does it happen so? And now is the time to get that thinking cap on. So put your thinking caps on. We are getting into the visible thinking routines. Get set and go. The first routine that I would like to share with you is see, think, and wonder. In this routine, we encourage our students to make observations and then interpret it after thinking, This helps them to stimulate curiosity in them, and they end up wondering what is the reason behind things. For example, let's say the students are shown a set of leaves. They see and they think about the various shapes, the various colors. They also think, why is the internal design different? That is called the venation. The veins are different in designs. And then they wonder what should be done about it. So here you can see one example, one document from one classroom where the children investigated the leaves and they wrote what they see, what they think, and what they still wonder about. Moving on to our another routine, it's called think, puzzle, and explore. So it's kind of an extension of our previous routine. Here they don't just end up with wondering, but they also decide about how to explore this. For example, when you show them a topic, you discuss a topic, then you ask them what you think about that topic, what you know about that topic, and then what questions you still have about it, and what more can you do to get the answers to those puzzles, those questions. Here is an example of a topic of allergies, where the children have written what they think about this and can see their answers. Then they have written the puzzle, what is bothering them, what is still not clear to them. They're wondering, like, how do allergies make you feel, where do they come from, etc., and how can they explore. So you would find wonderful answers from students. Even there is an answer called watch a movie. Maybe a child has heard about a movie which talks about allergies. So this is how you get to know every child's thought process, and if every child is there with you, and what every child thinks. So who is on the same page as you, who is thinking a little different. And there is no wrong thinking, no right thinking. It's just about knowing where your children are. Next is think, pair, and share. In this routine, the students are encouraged to think about something, articulate their thoughts, but they do it in pairs. So you pair the learners, ask them to share their thoughts and share their reasoning and explanation with each other. They listen to each other's ideas. It helps them to understand multiple perspectives, because you can do it multiple times. So you may make pairs with different students. This is called think, pair, share. For example, suppose a chemistry teacher, after teaching them the concept of pH, shows them these materials and tells that this is rainwater and here are the pH strips. How would you guess? Would you be able to guess what is the color on the pH strip? So here we are not there to discuss the subjects or the concepts, but to show how you can implement this. Then you can ask the students to talk to their pairs, their peers, and give their logic for their answer. Next routine is what makes you say that. So we hear that the students give direct answers, and sometimes we just do not probe further and we say, okay, yes, this is right. What we need to do is to make the child know about his thinking more clearly. The concept of thinking routines is to develop that habit of thinking as a way of learning, as a way of life, in fact. So you have to keep on probing further and further. So it's a routine for interpreting with justification. So for any answer, you ask them for the reason what makes them say that. Let's see an example. For example, there is a picture shown to the students, and I would actually like to implement this to our previous example here. So let's say the students said that I feel this is the reason, this is what is going to happen here. And then you will ask them, what makes you say that? Then the child is getting into the science of it, the principle behind it, the theories that he or she might know, she might not know, but would try. Now, let's say this is a picture of a tube train, and you can see the passengers, some of them reading newspapers, some books, some are looking bored. And this is an example of that routine. You ask the students what's going on. Children write that there are people in a train, and some people look angry, some are tired. And then the teacher asks them, what makes you say that? And different students would write what makes them say what they are saying. So this is another routine called what's going on and what makes you say that. One beautiful routine that I like is options explosion. Now, here I would be asking you as well, after I explain what this is all about. Here what we do is, the students are given a situation and are asked to give options for it. The options from all the students are heard together by the class. Now, because it would lead to so many options coming from all the students, it's known as options explosion. It is leading to brainstorming, because students would share their options with each other, will try to find what is good, what is not good about everyone's options. So this is kind of a options explosion followed by brainstorming. It's a beautiful routine, and I would like you all to type in the chat box any one example where you can implement options explosion routine, where you can ask the students to give options. Yes, I hope you all are following me.
Option explosion. I think everyone's thinking of the option.
Yes, giving an example. You have to give example of such a question where you will be expecting options from students.
Sorting material, Binsi ma'am says.
Sorting materials, okay.
Solutions to solve the problems of pollution. Dhanashri ma'am says that.
That's great. Yes, solutions. There will be different solutions given by different students. Thank you, Dhanashri ma'am.
Getting answers on Facebook as well. So we are live on Facebook. I just shared the link.
Great, great.
We have.
I'm not able to access the chat. I can see the chat box, but I can't see the messages.
Ma'am, I'll read it for you. I think it's environmental issues and problem solving. It's just on the extreme corner.
Okay.
Smita ma'am says how to stay fit. Ma'am, please, when you find the solution, tell me. My
how
shape.
To stay fit.
Yeah, my shape I've chosen is round.
And round is a shape, right? It's a beautiful shape. I also like that shape.
I am in shape, right, Jaya ma'am?
Yes, of course, round is a shape. And I'm with you. You're not alone there. So, friends, yes, you are right. Let us see some examples how you can try out in the classrooms. Like, if you ask the students, what are the best class layouts? And now, all the more after Corona, you have to give them what are the limitations, how much of social distancing, and how many students in a classroom, what's the size of the classroom, and then ask them for the best possible class layouts. So you will get different options, and then let the students brainstorm, question each other, find out what's good and what's not very good about the options presented. There could be a question like the best investment options, and the students may put their points and brainstorm. Another one interesting example is features of an ideal school bag. Now, moving on to a very interesting routine, connect, extend, and challenge. So we as teachers always talk about the previous knowledge. Our lesson plans always start with first checking the previous knowledge and then connecting it to the next level. We also call it as constructivist approach. And constructivism is one of the best pedagogies on which the learning and teaching process is based. So how do these ideas connect to what you already know in any topic? How the new concept is connecting to what you knew, and how does it extend further, and what is still a challenge for you? Let me give you an example, then you all can also try your examples. So it's an actual activity from a classroom where the students learned about caterpillars, and the child has written and connect what the child already knew is that caterpillars shed their skin, etc. Extend what they did not know. Caterpillars have 18 holes, 9 holes on each side. They shed their skin, different types of cocoons. And what is the challenge, which is still really hard? That they have 18 breathing holes. So it's a challenge really hard to accept or understand or get the logic of it. So this is just an example for you. Another one is from mathematics. The child is writing about probability. So in connect, probability is this kind of a concept. Extending, you can show probability in a fraction or percentage. So connecting it to fraction and percentage, and then further challenge is how it can be applied, etc. Moving on, Dawood, I would request if there are any relevant questions or sharings in the chat box, please share with us.
Sure, I'll do that. Absolutely.
Thank you. So moving on to the next routine called headlines. This is where you give a text to students and you make the students go through it thoroughly. Big themes, important themes that they have found in the learning in the text, they are supposed to create a headline which suits or summarizes that issue the most. Let's see an example of how schools display or document these routines. So let's say there was an article given which is about transport and something about the vehicles, and this is how the students have come up with different headlines for their learning. Now, this is a routine which we have already got a taste of before we formally began with the session. Mr. Dawood had shown you a little part of something and you were supposed to guess what it is. And that is actually a routine, Dawoodji. So you have revealed one excellent thinking routine that's called zoom in, where you look at one part of the picture and you make students guess what it could be. So, you know, they start putting their brain cells to work and start making connections to anything that they have seen in the past which relates to that. Okay, I would like you to type in the chat box. When you see this, what do you think? What are you able to think? This picture creates what thought in your mind? What can you see? What makes you think? Daud sir, you will have to read out as you start
Yes.
getting any responses.
Nazia ma'am says WhatsApp. Saima ma'am says, okay, throwing garbage, incoming calls, pollution, decluttering. That's what Madhya ma'am says. Mavish ma'am says from fake news from SPIS. All right, Delhi. Cleanliness, waste knowledge, littering around, dustbin.
Okay, great. So basically it's about littering and it is about pollution and throwing garbage.
Yeah, my wife says
No.
dustbin or Dawood, it's the same thing. So, all right, that's the
Right.
message I get.
That's right. So yes, please now observe the second picture and tell me how your thoughts have changed. Is there any change, new thinking that you experience now? Any change in your thinking now?
Okay.
No? So
Wow.
anyways, so second
Circle of
picture shows.
life.
Okay, people are thinking very profoundly. I would want you to just look at the picture. Anyway, I'm very thankful that you are very wise people and giving us such beautiful lessons.
So we're getting,
Daud sir, would you tell
yes.
me?
It says that throwing garbage in other person's backyard lets mess others' lives, living on the same floor. My neighbor,
Wow.
somebody says, spreading rumor, littering.
Okay, great. So the first picture was only about pollution. Second one shows that this is happening with an intent of polluting somebody else's backyard. The third one gives you some idea of the other person also probably doing the same. Let's see. Yes. How does your thinking change?
Mary ma'am
Any
says
new thought?
karma follows.
Beautiful. Yes, that's true. What goes around comes around. This is a beautiful life lesson. This
Nazia
is
ma'am,
what great.
social media forwards one another.
Yes. So this is basically what it was about. But see how moving from a small part to the entire picture leads to various thoughts. And if you do it in the classroom, here I have just taken a fun image, but you can take it anything which is relevant to the concepts that you are teaching, whether it's a water cycle, it could be a dinosaur, it could be anything that you are trying to teach, it could be parts of a plant, it could be anything that you want to teach. You just have to see how you make it clear to students, move from piece to piece.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन आया है कि सोसाइटी कौन सी है पहले बताइए.
I think this is happening in every society, irrespective of the society across the globe. So it's a global society, I will say.
All
So
right.
now a new routine, another next routine is claim support question routine. It's also called CSQ in short. Here, based on the learning, the child has to make a claim. The child should be able to support that claim with an evidence, and the child should also put a question that he still has about that concept. So let's say children have been asked what books they read and who they think is the or let's say they have they've read various novels, and they are asked to find out the protagonist they find the bravest amongst all the books that they've read. So see here, one child writes, Harry Potter is the bravest protagonist in any young adult fantasy novel. This is his claim. And the child supports it by saying he's the bravest because he gives his life to fight Voldemort and sacrifices his safety for his friends. He also has a question saying that some might say that Percy Jackson is braver, etc., etc., but he does not die for his friends. So this is how the children get to dive deep within their own thinking. This is what is our purpose. There is no right and no wrong answer in most of the routines. In fact, they are planned in such a way that there is no right and no wrong answer, so that all the children feel like they are free to answer. Nobody will be judging them based on the correctness or the accuracy of their answer or answer being wrong. So here are some examples. This is how children would have one part for the claims they make, one part for support with the evidence, and third is the questions that they still have. I'm showing these pictures from actual classrooms so that you get an idea how you can do it with your students in the classroom. Another routine is I used to think, but now I think. So it's all about moving from one level to another level and making the child realize that you have moved. It's very important for the child to feel that sense of achievement, that I used to think this, but now I have moved and I have a new thought process. So this routine helps them reflect on their thinking and how it has changed. It makes the child able to identify and talk about their thinking itself. See some examples. This is something really very interesting. One child says, I used to think that feedback was a job of the teacher. So maybe the child now understood that it's not the job of the teacher. This is for his own benefit, for the child's benefit. Then I used to think I was completely confused. Now I think, this is from teachers. I used to think I was completely confused. Now I think my students are learning and I should not get hung up on language. Amazing. So this activity is done by teachers. This can be adopted in schools. When you talk of schools thinking culture, which I would be coming to later, we all have to develop this kind of a thinking culture. The new routine before you is 3-to-1 bridge. Any concept or topic that you have taught, it is to be thought under three things. It could be 3 words that you like from the text you have learned, from the topic you have learned, 3 new words or 3 words which impact you the most. There could be 2 questions that the child would like to know, 1 metaphor or simile. Sorry, there's a mistake here in the spelling. So 1 metaphor or simile. Now, it's not necessary that you choose only these questions. It could be anything, but it has to be 3-to-1. It's called 3-to-1 bridge because you make them do this before learning the concept, and then once after learning the concept, and then they see the bridge, how their new responses connect or they have shifted from their initial responses. For example, suppose you're teaching the topic pox. It might be under, I think, biology when you talk of classification and picking up one particular organism, or it could be from social sciences. So it's up to us how we want to connect the topic, but how the questions could be: write 3 thoughts about it. Write 2 questions that you have. 1 analogy, what you associate this topic with. The child may associate it with maybe food chain, could be anything, survival of the fittest. I mean, there is no right answer and there is no wrong answer. So you will get to know how your children are thinking. One very interesting routine, which is very quick, which all should adopt without spending any time, that is called traffic light reflection. The children can indicate which topics they have understood very well and they are confident with, that is with the green light. The other, which is yellow, is for those topics where the child feels that he or she needs more practice and more support. The third, the red one, is for indicating that the child needs more help and is stuck on this topic. This is called red light, yellow light thinking routine also. It is developed to reflect on their understanding and progress using simple visual coding system. Now this is another interesting routine. I would like you to give me examples after I explain this to you. So parts, purpose, complexities is for something which is like an organized thing. It's a topic which consists of several concepts building up together, and then analyzing it from brick to the wall, that is from smallest part to the final complex thing. So breaking it down, knowing each and every layer, knowing the complexity, so knowing the parts of something, then what is the purpose, how it fulfills the purpose. I request Vasanti ji, please अपने आप को mute कर लीजिए. Vasanti Dev ji, please mute कर लीजिए.
I'll take
So,
care.
so they take care of, sorry, the children have to first think of the parts, then what is the purpose, so putting them all together, what function each purpose serves, and then how the whole thing functions because of these parts and everything playing its role. I would like to see your examples. And remember, there's no wrong, no right answer. Are we getting some responses?
Yes. Binsi ma'am says digestive system. Smita Gandhi ma'am says organism as a whole.
Right.
Mahesh ma'am says universe and planets.
Yes.
Smita ma'am, I think biology, so cell to tissues to organ system.
Excellent.
Where were all these teachers, Jaya ma'am, when I was in school?
You were busy
Playing football?
coming up with new games and watching Marvel movies or thinking of your superheroes.
Absolutely. I wish I was one of the Marvel heroes then.
I think you were making the best of your time. So you have proved that. So let's see some example here. Yes, Dawood, you were saying something.
No, Sangram says while learning a language, parts of speech, and Dhanashri ma'am says structure of cells.
Excellent.
Madhya ma'am says technology in creative classroom. So she is giving our live example here.
Very relevant. So hats off to all of you. Beautiful examples, beautiful connections you have made. Let me just give you an example of a pen. So what are the parts of a pen? What is the purpose of each part, and how the whole thing works because of the whole setup. I would also like to share some examples. Let's say creating an app. So you have to think of what all features have to be included. And then what would be the purpose? Why are we having those features? What purpose do we want in that app? And how would that whole app function together, in a wholesome way? Similarly, life processes, as Ms. Mehta has already told us. So how each organ is, what are the different organs in an organ system? What is the function of each organ? And then how the entire organ system as a complex body functions. Thank you for wonderful responses and being involved here. Compass points is another interesting routine. I would just like to check the time so that I'm aware of it. It's 4:30. Okay. Before I move forward, I would like quickly from you, if you are finding yourself comfortable with the flow, the pace, the amount of explanation.
Yes, we're getting all yeses. We will have a break and we'll serve tea and biscuits in 10 minutes time. All of you can go back to your kitchen and grab it.
Okay, really? Yeah. You're going to have a break?
We're making thinking visible. They can grab the teas and biscuits, right? It's on me. It's on the house.
Okay, so they are just visualizing it. You mean to say they are visualizing it?
You're making thinking visualization.
Okay, great.
It's so wonderful session. I'm getting a lot of feedback, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So this interesting routine is about developing a broad outlook. Somebody who can have a broad vision. And that will happen when we start developing those skills right from primary levels. So when you talk of any concept, it is usually done for taking decision. It's a very beautiful way of making decisions also in a class. So you ask the students 4 things to express. One is they're excited about. So what are they excited about when we talk of this thing? Let me give an example. Suppose the teacher says, okay, we are going to explore what it would be like to not have uniforms in the school. So the child has to express, each child, what is he excited about regarding this topic. Second, what the child is worried about. He thinks would not go right, not in favor of that. Third, needs to know. The child has some questions and wants to know about it. For example, the child would like to know, is it for every day? Is it for a few days? Or is it for a few students? Is it for certain classes, etc.? Anything. Children can have anything in their minds to ask. And then suggestions. And the child would personally give his suggestions, her suggestions for taking this decision ahead. So if we have to go ahead with it, then we should follow this. So I would like all of you, and Daud sir will read first three of them to me, what you think could be taken as a topic for exploring this routine of compass points. It's like putting a compass, and if you notice, it's like the 4 directions: north, east, west, south, NEWS. It covers the entire thought process.
Right. So Saimam says emotions. Priyanka ma'am says emotions. Safety. Samira ma'am says that. Analyze the plot of the story.
Right.
I already read 4. Importance of prayers. Sangram sir says.
Okay, great. Beautiful examples. So I gave you example of uniform. You can also have allowing phones in the classrooms, and the students can express themselves through NEWS.
Wow. Happiness is what Neha ma'am says. Maya ma'am says emotions. And what if no online class? Then what? Lubna ma'am has asked this question. I think it's a rhetoric question with what you asked.
Yes, amazing. Thank you so much for making this class so relevant and vibrant with your involvement and beautiful ideas. So moving on to another interesting routine called color, symbol, and image. This is more a part of artful thinking. There is a newer branch in visible thinking called artful thinking, and which is more about showing your thinking through drawings and more artistic means rather than simply speaking or writing or making videos or pictures. So here in this routine of any big idea, when you talk of a big idea or a theme or anything that you have read, heard, or seen, you ask the children to describe that idea through a color, or choose a color that suits it. Create a symbol that represents the idea, the essence of that idea, or sketch an image, not or, and sketch an image which captures the essence. So I would like you to solve this question. How many of you, okay, have you all seen the movie Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara?
Let me quickly check. If you haven't seen, it's a sin. You have to go and watch it. Stop
Yes,
this presentation now and go.
Yes.
Go to Spain right now. Yeah, I've got everyone saying many times. Priyanka ma'am says yes. Shazia, Mary ma'am, Lubna ma'am says yes. So
great.
So do we do a quiz on Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara? Tell me all the characters' name. What was Abhi Deol's name?
Abhay Deol.
Abhay Deol. What was his screen name? Quickly, ma'am. I have no idea. Don't worry.
You're not supposed to tell your children this.
Ma'am, please go ahead.
Okay. So this movie, those who have seen, they must have carried some thought from there. When they think of it, there is some feeling in you. So how would you express it? Through a color. Which color you think suits the most? And a symbol. You have to create a symbol. Third is sketch an image. You all have 30 seconds of time. And I would like if you could turn your your cameras towards your creation. And if you could see what you have written or drawn.
Okay, if anyone wants to share, I will put them, I'll pin people up. I think they might do it after the session. So.
No problem. So later they can even share it with us on some platform if it is possible. And as of now, somebody can just type like this color, this is a symbol, this is an image.
Yo, I've got my answer, ma'am. It's Kabir Diwan. That's Priyanka ma'am and Naila ma'am. It's Abhay Deol's screen name. Back to the class. There are bad students in the class. Don't ignore this doubt. I'm an outstanding student. I'll be outside the class right now.
Yeah, so it's either the backbenchers or it is the outstanding ones, huh? And
that's just Krishna said the same thing other day, you know.
Oh yes, I remember. You're right. He said I was an outstanding student.
Yes.
And you have a great memory. So, so is there anybody who answered which color they choose, which symbol, and which image?
Mary Theresa ma'am says negativity, black, danger. Neha Moria ma'am says blue color, circle.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So let's say if I have to give an example, let's say I read this beautiful book called My Experiments with Truth by Mahatma Gandhi ji, and the color that comes to my mind is blue. The symbol is lotus, and the image is of peace, the sign of peace. So this is how we can relate to what we feel about something.
Wow.
Now, another routine is peel the fruit. When we talk of peeling, it's like checking layer by layer. It's like dissecting something, going deeper understanding. So it could be in any class. The outside skin is like asking them what do you observe, what do you notice, then going deeper. What questions do you have? What does it make you wonder? And then asking students to build explanations on what they understand. What is it really about? Make a connection with your life. How is this connecting to your life? Suppose a story has been discussed in the class, so asking children, have they encountered anything similar to that kind of a feeling? Then different viewpoints, so everybody will have a different perspective, so children get to hear different viewpoints and finally capturing the heart of the message, the idea of the message. So it's called peeling the fruit, and it's all coming from the students. A very similar thing is another routine called circle of viewpoints. This is mostly done in case of fiction, where there are different characters and the child is supposed to look at that whole plot from the point of view of each character. I think you will get a better idea from the example which is taken here. This routine helps learners to identify and consider different and diverse perspectives. And I think this is what is required to make our students global citizens and develop the values of global citizenship. You can see they read something on social differences, some text which had a theme of social differences, and they had characters like Phoebe, Curly's wife, Holden, and the children are putting themselves in the shoes of that character and writing from the point of view of that character. It helps children develop a growth mindset, to understand that people may have different perspectives and I should not be stuck in my thought process as well. I may not always be correct. So an open-mindedness, if I can say, children become more open-minded, more accepting of people's views, cultures, thoughts, etc. This is an example of a routine called tug of war. So when you come across a concept where there could be two views to it, whether it is right, it is wrong. So let's say this is a question asked by the teacher. Should Goldilocks have gone into the three bears house? Daud, would you like to speak something about Goldilocks story and the three bears? I'm sure you remember Goldilocks and the three bears.
This is one of the most naughtiest girl who went to others' home and drank all the porridge. She should have been eaten up by the bears, but then the bears were very merciful and empathetic, ma'am.
True. She used the bed, she broke the chair, what not she did. So anyway, it seems that you are on the no side of the tug of war. So here what is done is a question is given and it's like tug of war. The children have to write, those who feel that yes, she should have gone, there's nothing wrong, they would write why, and the others who think it's wrong, they would write the reasons why it's wrong, why she should not have gone. So I would quickly want people to type yes or no for this particular question. What do they think? Goldilocks should have gone or not gone?
Yes, Samira ma'am says.
Wow.
To be adventurous. Zeenat ma'am says she should be adventurous. So I'm getting all the yeses.
Oh.
So these are all bear activists. No one's with Goldilocks. Shazia says not gone. And how will we have the story? Mary ma'am says that. Saima ma'am says no again. Oh, ma'am, I love this thinking activity. This is amazing.
Yeah, so this tug of war, it would involve your children, and the children will think more deeply about it because they are writing the reason also. So, they start thinking very deeply. This is a picture, it's a very sad picture, but you are dealing with all sorts of discussions in the class, all kinds of concepts with the students. So we can't shy away from serious material also being shown to children, being discussed with children, of course, which should be age related. I have put it here because we are all adults and we all can understand that this is a picture which shows the child in a severe malnutrition state is about to die. And how do we know that? The vulture is waiting for the child to die so that the vulture could also have some food to eat. This was clicked by a photographer who got this recognition for being amongst being a photographer whose photos are in the top 100 best photos of the world, most influential images of the time. In fact, what I know, a tidbit about it is that this was criticized so badly. The photographer was criticized that he lacks complete empathy, and rather than bettering the situation, making an attempt, he was waiting for this to happen. And what I know is that it hit him so badly that he finally committed suicide. So
Wow.
let's move on to how.
I'm getting answers that Shazia says that this is Kevin Carter, the photographer,
Right,
ma'am, and you're right about it. He got the Pulitzer Prize for this.
right.
That's a Nobel Prize of photography,
Thank
and
you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
South African photojournalist who committed suicide, as you rightly said. Oh, amazing! This is
Yes,
the
yes. So when you show the children, rather than telling them, you first ask them what is happening, and maybe you can talk about that a little, and then ask them. This is a beautiful routine called 4 ifs thinking routine. So when you have spoken to children about it and shown the picture, they would come to this conclusion that there is lack of food. Then when you talk of the photographer, there can also be a question on lack of empathy. Am I right, Mr. Dawood? Am I making sense to you?
absolutely, absolutely,
So
and
there could be so many things here. So the children are made to answer these 4 ifs. If I take action, how will this affect my life? What might my actions look like? If my community takes action, then what might this look like? If my nation takes action, what might this look like? And what future policies, proposals are needed, etc. What if we don't take any action? What would happen? So we are not going into the topic. We are just thinking of the routine. And do you agree that these kind of routines will make the students more conscious and thoughtful, also develop a broad view of things, broad mindset? Yes or no?
a lot of yeses now.
Yes.
Definitely,
So,
Vandana ma'am says yes.
so see, in the class, suppose if you have asked this, and then you can use these different routines further. What makes you say that? So when you said yes, I can ask you, what makes you say that? What makes you think that? Explain your thinking to me. What's another way to do that? So this is another routine. What makes you think that? What's another way, etc. For example, this is a mental math, or mental math question. You can say you have given this and you ask the children which is the odd one out here, which one doesn't belong. Please type the answers. Any answers? Daud, am I audible?
Yes, you are, ma'am. Sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
I was speaking, but then there 27 is the most common answer. So only one person smart enough says I don't belong here, and she says math stops me, and I love that creative part.
Great. That's beautiful. I love
Uh,
such a student in my class. So, when people are saying 27, then you can ask them what makes you say that, what makes you think that, etc. So this
so
was just an example.
wow,
Now, similarly, uh, asking children in mathematics, what do you know about 35%? Explain your thinking using words, pictures, graphs, numbers, symbols, equations, etc. So maybe somebody would make some 35 dots out of 100 dots, coloring 35. It could be anything, a pizza and showing some part of the pizza, which is that fraction, which is 35%. So this is how you also get a clarity of what each child is thinking, and child also delves deeper to think about his or her understanding. So asking this kind of questions is very important. This is a routine which I'm sure many of us use in various activities, especially when we do some observations let's say on a slide under a microscope. So this is called the explanation game, where the children have to look at an object. That's the preparation part. Look at the object, various parts, etc. They have to name the features. They have to explain every feature. They have to give reason, and then they have to share in the whole group. You can decide if you want to do it as a think, pair, share, or how you want it, and then assessing whether they were able to think deeply or not. They were able to make connections and relationships or not. This is called the explanation game, observing details and building explanations. Moving on to our next routine, it's called beginning, middle, end. Here, you give them one picture and you say, if this is the middle of a story, what would be the beginning and what would be the end? So the child has to think of various scenarios which could fit in as the beginning, which could fit in as the end. So you can try this in any subject. It depends on your creativity. We don't have much time. Otherwise, we would have explored all routines with all the subjects. But I trust your creativity and your genius. I'm sure you will all be able to come up with the ways of utilizing these routines.
I don't get excited if she was referring to me, the genius part.
You know yourself very well. That's very good. Now, coming on to another routine called sentence, phrase, verb, SPW. Here, what is done is, let me take you to the text where you're going to apply it. You have to read this speech. Read from the point where it starts. It's the famous I Have a Dream speech by Martin Luther King Jr. What you have to do is you have to choose one sentence, though basically there are only 3 that I have taken here. One sentence that means the most to you, that you feel is the essence of the whole text. Then choose a phrase which has touched you the most, impacted you the most, and then choose a word which you think is the most powerful word, most impactful and meaningful here. And you all have 20 seconds to do that. One sentence, maybe you can simply write sentence number 1, 2, 3. You can't type all this. But the phrase, maybe you can write. Phrase is that little part of the sentence, a few words strung together, which have a meaning and which are you find impactful. It's 4:50 now. We will have to move very, very quickly.
Someone says, higher the rise, the greater the fall. Self-evident, stanza 2. Geeta ma'am says self-evident. Samira ma'am says stanza 2. That's number 2. Priyanka ma'am says. Savita ma'am says character. That is Mary ma'am saying
Right.
3. You get it.
Okay. Thank you so much. So this is known as sentence, phrase, and word. Again, remember, there is no right or wrong answer. I can't say that no, character is not the right word. Then I'm not the right teacher to be in that class if I do that. Okay, let's see. This is another routine called step inside. This is where you get into the character completely, and you think about that person's thoughts, that person's understanding, the person's beliefs, what the person cares about, and what is that person wondering about. So let's say a story on dinosaur has been taught in the class, and the step inside routine shown here is having questions like, what does your character think? The child would write, I feel the dinosaur thinks, how would he arrange for food in the evening? It could be anything. What does your character see? What does your character understand? What does your character care about? Let me give you an example here for you all to solve. We'll be very quick, and Daud sir will share the answers with me. Who is this girl? Come on. One of the most impactful child activists.
Madhya ma'am is on the dot. It's Greta Thunberg. Darsha ma'am says that. So the Shabana ma'am. All right. So
great. Thank you. So here is a text about Greta Thunberg. And when you ask the children to read the text, and then you ask them, what does this girl see, observe, or notice? So maybe they will say that she observes that the climate is being impacted badly. What does she believe? She believes that nature should be cared for. What does she care about, and what she wonders? Maybe she wonders, why are the people so blind to this, that their planet is on fire and they are not aware? So you may get different answers, but they would understand that person's character. They would be able to relate to people in their lives. They'll be able to build better interpersonal relationships. So Step Inside is a beautiful routine. I loved it. Another routine, we are towards the end, friends. This is called 3 Whys. So basically it's 3 Whys, WHY, Y, Q, and Q is very, very important. So basically this routine is used to discuss the issues related to global, local, and personal connections. The questions are like, why might this matter to me? Why might this matter to people around me? And why might this matter to the world? Let's say you have a class going on which is talking about social reforms or injustice or discrimination, um, emotions, empathy. So when the children look at this picture, what are the thoughts that you have in your mind when you look at this picture? What is happening in the picture? What do you see, friends? What do you see? Very quickly, if you could just write 1 or 2 words. What do you see?
Okay. Bullying is what Shazia says. Bullying, Priyanka says. Unique discrimination, staring at attire, judging people. Very
Absolutely.
interesting. Rejection, Rakhi ma'am says. Welcome and wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So you can ask such questions to children when you discuss these topics, which are of not only local importance, but global importance. You all must be aware of concept maps. This is just an example. So concept maps are another way of expressing their thinking. Through all the routines, what we tried to do was see how the child thinks. See, we are seeing, the child is showing, child is making the thinking visible. And let me tell you, friends, there are 76 total routines by Project Zero. I think I was able to bring in less than half of it. This is a complete picture which shows how different categories of routines are there for different purposes, like describing, for considering different viewpoints, for making connections, for building explanations, etc. And I would recommend you all to visit the Project Zero topic under the Harvard University website. I'll share the link also with you. Before we go to the close of the session, I would like you to understand it's very much possible and it is very much required to convert our schools into thinking places and developing cultures of thinking. These are places where a group's collective as well as individual thinking is valued, visible, and actively promoted as part of the ongoing experience of all group members. Ron Richard is one of the pioneers of this research at the university. They've also come up with 6 messages which talk about the cultures in the classroom. And if you will later, we might share also, and you can see the recording. You will be able to focus more on each point, and you will see that the routines that we have discussed about are leading to these outcomes. They help in building the thinking culture in the classroom. Let me see, there are 2 pictures. The first one says, the teacher says in the first picture, you all are too slow. I'll tell you the answer myself. How many of you are like that? How many of us are guilty of being that at least once, at least a few times, at least many times, or at least felt like it? I'm guilty. Those who are with me can also write this. I said, felt like that also is guilty.
Yes,
You know?
and I think it's
Yeah,
wonderful for us to admit, because we all are learning and improving at every point of time. So there's
Yes.
no shame in feeling guilty, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
And I think people are
Because,
agreeing to you.
because there are constraints under which the teachers teach. They also worry about the portion completion. So, they feel, oh, how slow this is happening. It's better I tell the answer myself. So, we all have fallen into that trap. So, yes, it happens. But now what's needed is to be really very conscious. Just think of the other class. Here, the children know that, okay, in this class, it's not just facts. They think about big ideas and there are transferable concepts, and there is a culture of thinking. And each child says, we want to be in that class. So how many of us would like to be the teacher of that kind of a class? You can say I, or maybe you can write. So I know if you really are interested in creating a thinking culture in your classroom, because this is ultimately the purpose of this whole session and interaction today. Are we getting any eyes?
Oh, we're getting a lot of I's, V's
Wow.
as well, and all I's as you asked for.
Thank you, my dear friends. A hug to all of you for being change makers, because first, what is needed is to be able to change ourselves. Now, as teachers, we must provide opportunities to plan, prime, and press our students for thinking. And let us do that first ourselves. Now, how teachers can use these routines? For what? For introducing and exploring ideas, for synthesizing and organizing, and digging deeper. This will create a culture of thinking in your schools. We would be now getting on to a routine, which is my own routine. I can say that I've created this new routine called Do, Think, and Wonder. So I would like you to lift your right foot, and if you can stand, that would be great. If not, it's okay. So lift your right foot, move in the clockwise direction, घड़ी की दिशा में अपने पैर के पंजे को घुमाइए. Your right foot, सीधा पैर. And ये करते करते simultaneously you have to draw the number 6. So my right foot is moving in the clockwise direction, but my finger has to make the number 6. I'm trying to do it. Those who are finding it difficult will write difficult. Type it.
Okay, we're getting it. Ma'am, what about those
Okay.
who say impossible?
They need practice. Nothing is impossible. You need practice.
So we're getting quite difficult, very difficult.
Oh, right. Now try this, because I cannot leave you with that frustrating thought at the end, that negativity, that it is impossible. Now let us tweak our method a little.
Taima ma'am said eventually got it. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Oh, wow. So see, practice makes perfect. Now try this with your right foot. Right foot को वैसे ही clockwise घुमाना है, and you are going to try with your left hand, the 6 with left hand. Right hand in the clockwise direction, and left hand making 6, left finger, index finger. I'm able to do it. How many of you are able to do it? Do we get some answers here?
Are getting a lot of answers. Easy, I, yes, possible
Oh,
now.
great, great.
Better.
Yes, so you could see that there is something about it, that we were not able to do the first activity, but second activity we were finding it easy. So this is about doing, thinking, and wondering. I leave you with my personal routine that I have created, and you are the first ones to know about it.
Wow.
So if I ever get an award for that new routine, Dawood, you
Yes.
know, that nonsense list that you were reading in the beginning, so, these people should know that this routine, they were the first ones to know about it. So anyways, apart from the jokes, I would like you all to explore more research. It is such a wonderful project. I dived deep into it and I could not come out of it. And thank you, Dawood, for giving me this chance to come here, because I thought of taking up this topic and I learned a lot out of it. And there are 50 more, many more routines which we could not discuss today. So this is the Project Zero of Harvard University. This is the link that you can all type. Is it possible for you to copy and paste in the chat box?
I'll do it
Dawood?
immediately. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I would like you all to explore and research more and implement in your classes. Also find how you can do it during your online classes. I thought about it and I could sense that there are ways of doing it. And I leave it to your creativity to decide how you will make it possible.
Thank you so
It
much,
has been
ma'am.
great interacting. Thank you. And thanks to Dawood. Thanks to all of you for being here and being so patient and engaged in the session. Thank you.
It's been wonderful, a pleasure to hear it. And as you said, this is an amazing project, Zero. It's so amazing, the kind of interaction, the kind of pointers. I always try to do summarization of the session, ma'am. So I'll probably just do a little summary of what you said. But trust me,
Yes.
every slide was a gem. I could not, I could not pinpoint which one should I pick up and which one should I should not. So I will ask, a quick recap as we're doing. So I'll quickly share
Oh,
what
wow.
you did. And here we go.
Wow. So when you were standing out or while you were sitting and on the last bench, this is what you were doing. See, these are the smart children.
Coming from a principal, that's a great honor. I'm always scared of
You
the
definitely
principals.
deserve an award from
No,
me.
amazing. As I said, each of them. So I'm just making it visible again for all of you. What we learn. Sometimes we forget what we learn, and these are some amazing pointers. Ma'am said some I skipped, some I took. I was biased. I took up which one I loved. We think and wonder. It was one of them. Exploring the options. Three,
Yeah.
two, one bridge.
Yes.
Parts, purpose, complex. Oh, there's so many, ma'am. I mean, I can just go
Yeah,
on. I
true.
mean, these are the sliders they're saying. Then it was CSQ, the traffic light reflection, peel the fruit, by the way, which I do at home all the time, and wash the dishes also. But this is all of it is amazing, ma'am. What you said. I love the part where you spoke about the three whys and the biases and the prejudices we carry on. The Fox topic where 321 bridge is an example. The Goldilocks story. I mean, this is what was really a educator's dream. An amazing session. So hats off to you. One little gift as we go ahead. This is a Greta Thunberg. So I know
Wow.
how important SDGs are to Jaya ma'am,
Yes.
and she's a
Fridays for
champion
Future.
of the SDGs. So we had a little work
No,
in Golden
no,
Sparrow.
no. There's a lot which I would like to do. And with my wonderful team, let me tell you, the beautiful team at Ramratna International School, I hope we are going to do it
I
along with Mr. Dawood with their
I
support.
I'll always be tagging along with great teams, and when there's awards somewhere, we'll be in the corner photographs also. But ma'am, this is these are the young Greta. So this is the little girl. She lives in Navi Mumbai. So she dressed up as Greta, become an activist, trying to make more Gretas all across. That's the whole idea, the dream.
Right,
Uh,
right.
one announcement and then one suggestion. I cannot leave without a suggestion, and I'll take at least few questions before we end. One, a good
Okay.
friend of mine from Kolkata, he started something called School on Cloud. Dr.
Yes,
Sugata Mitra has
yes.
started this work
Mitra.
on the cloud school. So, he's doing this more like a hobby class post school. Anyone, I'll share this in the creative classroom group and all of you here. So you go and check it out and, encourage it. And of course, I can advise on the academic part. And with Jaya ma'am here, how can I not talk about books? So what I did is, as ma'am was speaking, I picked up three books with the word thinking in it. That's the whole idea. That was the whole thing. So these are three amazing books. I think they are very popular books also.
So I
Ma'am,
would just like you to
yes,
know
go ahead.
that I'm currently reading this one, Thinking Fast and Slow, and it is amazing. Though it is, I'm listening to an audiobook and 16 hours that it's going to take, but it's amazing.
So I did a blog on Daniel Kahneman book, and I said, I promise you, none of you will read the book by the sheer size. It's a great book to decorate, by the way, but it's a very tough book to read. It's a Nobel Prize winner. I've not seen a book. I only know Gitanjali winning a Nobel Prize by Rabindranath Tagore. That's what we've heard Gurudev. But this is the book that's winner. So, ma'am, you're reading that. Dr. Jaya is reading
Yes,
Thinking Fast and Slow.
yes. And I prefer listening these days. The eyes
Wow.
are not supporting me too much. The whole day we are on screen. So I now prefer audiobooks.
Amazing. And I'm getting lots and lots of Magic of Thinking Big is a book I've gifted the most to anybody I cared about. So this is one book I recommend. Think, Grow, Enrich, Nipple. The word think was anyway. I'll quickly open the floor, Jaya ma'am, for any questions they've got. We already overshooting, so I'll take up two questions and then we'll go ahead. Right. Sangram sir says great high tea for brains by Jaya ma'am. I love that part, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Tanzeem ma'am, all the way from Dubai says, wow. And she's just been awarded by KHD as an excellent teacher. So coming from you, thank you so much, Tanzeem ma'am. It's
Thank you, ma'am.
wonderful.
Thank
And
you so much.
everyone we can have two questions
Thank
to
you.
ma'am, and then we'll probably go ahead.
Sure.
I think I'm only getting thank you messages. So I think what I'll do is, rather than asking for recaps, I'll ask Jaya ma'am to summarize one message that you want to give to the teachers community, the fraternity, everywhere across, and we end.
Okay. Okay. So I think what we lack in today's time is original thinkers. We always talk of Aristotle, we talk of philosophers from the times bygone. There are hardly any original thinkers. Even when you ask for some write up, it is 90% of the times it is plagiarized material. So it's important for us to create original thinkers in our classrooms. And for that, we will have to make students think about thinking. When they realize thinking is so beautiful, they would fall in love with their own thinking, and that's when they would become original thinkers. And let us all also start with ourselves doing that. Thank you. I hope
Wonderful.
I could make sense to them.
Absolutely, there is some amazing messages coming. Thinking is beautiful. Vandana Shah says, Mary ma'am says, you love to have more of it. Yes, we'll share the recording. Those are asking, Jaya ma'am, I cannot thank you so much. Now, thinking is the keyword, sir. You made us think now. So on
That
that note,
session is successful then.
absolutely, absolutely. Ma'am, gratitude from the heart. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to hear you. Amazing as always. And I said, the rock star of educator is here, the leader educator is
Come
here.
on, please,
Ma'am,
please.
thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. So, bye everyone. Take care. All the best. Thank you once again for being here. I'm honored. Thank you, Daud.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Everyone, I'll just drop in my message. So there's a group. I'll be sharing the recording in the group. You can just drop a message to me and I'll add you there. So for all of you, other than that, you're already part of the group. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.